Summer has come and passed. The innocent can never last. Wake me up when September ends. Here comes the rain again, falling from the stars, drenched in my pain again, becoming who we are. As my memory rests, but never forgets what I lost. Wake me up when September ends.
Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Matrix.
Do you want to know what it is? It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage. Born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.
In 1993, World Trade Center bombing, remember? During the trial, one of the bombers claimed the CIA had advanced knowledge. The diplomat who issued the terrorist visa was CIA. It's not unthinkable they paved the way for the bombing, purely to justify a budget increase.
You're telling me that you're gonna fake some terrorist thing just to scare some money out of Congress?
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Hennessy, I've no idea how to fake killing 4,000 people. So we're just gonna have to do it for real. Oh, blame it on the Muslims, naturally. Then I...
Leading up to September 11, 2001, the date, the numbers 9 and 11, were foreshadowed many times in the media by these people, appearing on clocks, dials, dates on paperwork, and countless other ways. Here we'll look at just some of the analog clocks with the hands either directly or almost directly pointing to 9 and 11, or pointing to 11 minutes past 9, that were purposely shown in movies and on television between 1978 and 2001. Superman, released 23 years before the crime in 1978. The clock behind Clark Kent shows the time just before 9:11 a.m. Another clip from Superman, 1978, entirely different day in the movie, clock hands pointing to exactly 11 minutes past 9. Trading Places, 1983, the clock on the wall has its hands pointing at 9 and 11. Twilight Zone, the movie, 1983. The clock with the spinning hands in the opening credits shows 9 and 11 on the dial right before it flies off the screen. Rambo 2, 1985. Clock behind two men in the movie shows 9 and 11. Mannequin from 1987. Clock behind the actors shows 11 minutes past 9. Awakenings from 1990. Clock behind those bars has the hands set closest to 9 and 11. Same movie, Awakenings, different clock, 11 minutes after 9. The Fisher King from 1991. Camera pans up to a clock on the Metropolitan Life Insurance Company Tower in Manhattan, hands at 9 and 11. The Distinguished Gentleman from 1992, 11 minutes after 9. Same movie, different clock, same time, 11 minutes after 9. The Paper from 1994. Man looks at his watch and the hands are at 9 and 11 on the dial. LA Confidential from 1997. Clock on the wall clearly shows 9 and 11. X-Files episode called Max from 1997. Camera shows a watch with the hands closest to 9 and 11. Another X-Files episode entitled Synchrony from the same year. Very clear shot of a clock shows 9 and 11. Godzilla, 1998. Man looks at his watch, hands are at 9 and 11. The 13th Floor from 1999. Clock on the wall has the minute hand closest to 9 and the hour hand closest to 11. Another X-Files episode called NME. Hour hand closest to 9 and minute hand closest to 11. Maze, movie from 2000. Camera shows a night table with 2 clocks. The analog clock clearly shows 11 minutes past 9. Someone Like You, released in 2001. Clock hands pointing to 9 and 11. This next to last clock is in the background of a commercial that played on television the morning of 9/11 at 8:46 a.m., the same moment that the attacks on the towers began. It's an Entenmann's advertisement starring Whoopi Goldberg. Notice the time on the clock behind her. Meanwhile, in New York...
Hey, Floyd. Yeah, huh? Listen, we gotta put something together in a hurry, all right? Yeah, where's Frank? All right, we'll give him a 911, okay? Get a beat-up car for me.
The worst terrorist bombing in the United States in the past 5 years took place on this site earlier today.
Beirut came to Brooklyn today when the worst terrorist bombing in the United States since Oklahoma City took the lives of more than 25
Authorities are withholding
people.
the names of...
Stop it! I cannot handle this paranoid conspiracy crap.
Guess what? It is a conspiracy. Okay, pause it right there.
My turn to drive?
Give me the page.
What are you talking about?
Jump from page 9 to page 11. Where's page 10?
It's gotta be...
Reynolds Thomas Bryan, born 9/11/40. Attended Episcopal School, ECBA. Reynolds Thomas Bryan, born 9/11/40. Attended Episcopal School.
9 pounds, 11 ounces. That's perfect.
Worst act of destruction since the World Trade Center bombing.
With a female underage in a motel by the Dallas Police Department on September 11, 1960.
For them to learn to be a part of this black art, they were to learn to write backwards with either hand, learn to walk backwards, let him constantly watch, if convenient, cinemagraph films.
To begin to understand the mindset of them. Now, one of the elements of that mindset I'm going to begin with today, and that is their code of ethics. One of the facets of that code of ethics is that they must tell this world what they're going to do before they do.
just pulled me in just like I was Eddie Harris. She eating crazy cheese like you would think I'm from Paris. You know I get high, you think I get high. You know that I'm born and I'm gonna tell you all why. So tell me, are you missing? Maybe I'm missing the reason that you're smiling the world. And so listen, in my head I just wanna take them down. Imagination said loose and I'm gonna shake them down. Let it flow like a mudslide. Oh, when I get on, I like to ride and glide. I got depth of perception in my texture. I get props at my logical selection.
Le groupe Dépêche Mode filmé sur une...
Hey, there's something awfully screwy going on around here.
Why don't you tell Santa what you want for Christmas?
A toy and a 9/11 emergency surgical kit with working stethoscope. And a 9/11 emergency surgical kit with working stethoscope.
But only if we finish all our homework. Huh?
Hark! What's that? Look! It's the towers! They're falling!
Find something?
Yeah, I wound up in some government think tank's upload directory. Here's your scenarios, ladies.
These look like counterterrorism scenarios, war games developed for the Defense Department.
What's scenario 12D?
Airline terrorism? That doesn't make sense. Your father was murdered over a war game?
Download it. What is scenario 12D? We know it's a war game scenario, that it has to do with airline counterterrorism. Why is that important enough to kill for?
Because it's no longer a game.
If some terrorist group wants to act out this scenario, why target you for assassination?
Depends on who your terrorists are.
The men who conceived of it in the first place. You're saying our government plans to commit a terrorist act against a domestic airline?
There you go. Indicting the entire government as usual. It's a faction. A small faction. Is your plan? I still think we should call in a bomb threat. Let the FBI deal with this.
Said yourself we don't know the full extent of this conspiracy. We can't trust any government official. Our only hope is to get on that plane. Find anything?
The luggage hole's clear if this thing can be trusted. What'd you do, make it with your erector set?
You're absolutely sure that this is the targeted flight?
This flight was chosen primarily for its visibility. It's scheduled to pass over Manhattan on its way to Boston.
You said they intend to bring this down in the middle of New York City? What if there is no bomb?
Well, how are they going to bring it down?
The same way a dead man can drive a car.
What the heck's that? Is that what it looks like? I think it is what it looks like.
What does what look like?
Modem protocols. Remote access. Somebody on the ground's flying your plane.
Bogey, sir. Keep your course. We need to know our flight plan.
I'm mapping the data now.
Myers, your flight's gonna make an unscheduled stop in exactly 22 minutes.
Corner of Liberty and Washington. Lower Manhattan.
World Trade Center. We're going to crash the plane into the World Trade Center.
I'll tell the flight crew.
We're going to crash the plane into the World Trade Center.
I'll tell the flight crew.
We're going to crash the plane into the World Trade Center.
I'll tell the flight crew.
Muhammad Amrullah.
What do you think?